All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. Be ready for some high-speed action tonight. Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to Daytona International. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The high-octane Racing League Buschwackers Series hits Daytona tonight for a 75-lap race. It is that season, isn't it? Oh, man. The real deal is getting ready to start, too. But it's race number 6 tonight for us here in the Xfinity Series. And it's going to be a good one. 75 laps. The front row is decided. Let's see who's going to bring it home in victory lane tonight. Well, a little Xfinity Series at Daytona tonight, 75 laps. Man, who's got what it takes to bring home the victory? Let's get this party started. All right, thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. And we got a doozy for you tonight. Another week at Daytona. Last week we had the Daytona Duels, and we've got the front row set. But as we know, man, this is a different deal here at Daytona. You start on the pole, but you better be ready to fight, because there's going to be a whole train of cars behind you trying to get by. 75 laps. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, broadcaster and commentator here at TurnLeftTV, and it's race number 6 of the season. 2.5 miles here at Daytona. 2.5 miles to get around this track. Whoa! It's a big one. It's a fast one, and everybody who knows anything about racing knows Daytona. And it's the Buschwackers Series. We've got about 8.5 minutes left to go in the practice session. Thank you for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. I really appreciate your support. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe, man. We'd love to see more subscribers, and smash the bell. You get updates when races are going live here on TurnLeftTV. Thanks to all the supporters out there. Whether you just casually watch once in a while, or whether you're a regular or somewhere in between, thank you so much. If you come out and watch the races and you routinely get here, man, you like what you see, please consider hitting that subscribe button. The more viewers, the better. Well, Daytona is a great one, man. Fun track. And a lot of guys can be in the mix to win this race tonight, man. It's 2.5 miles, of course, around this bad boy, tri-oval, and 31 degrees of banking, 18 degrees, or in the turns, 18 degrees in the tri-oval, man. Wow, this thing's going to be fast. We know it. Man, I tell you what, is this like one of the tracks that like everybody does when they come out for stock car racing? This is like the first track you do, and it's Daytona. It is the crown jewel of stock cars. There's no doubt about that. And some can make the argument that it may be truly the crown jewel of racing, but I'm an Indy guy, so I'm going to fight that one. I live just outside of Indianapolis and have my entire life. So I don't know. I might fight you on that one. Take a look at the schedule here in the Buschwackers Series. Of course, 75 laps tonight here at Daytona. The back half of the season has started. Atlanta coming up on February the 20th. Watkins Glen, only road course of the season. 40 laps there on February the 27th. Phoenix. Tell you what, man, I'm starting to fall in love with this track again. 120 lap race. It's a great one. It's great to drive. It's great to watch and broadcast a race. It is a lot of fun at Phoenix. That's coming up on March 6th. Sorry, I'm talking up Phoenix, I know. Don't forget about Vegas too, man. Who's got the right cars at Vegas? That's coming up to finish out the season on March the 13th. Man, are we approaching March already? What? February needs to slow down. My gosh. More racing headed your way this weekend. Yep, that's right. More Daytona racing. That's in the Saturday Night Thunder. 80 lap race there. And season 1 race number 7. 80 lapper from Daytona in the Next Gen Series. Come on out and join us Saturday nights at 9 p.m. in the Saturday Night Thunder Next Gen Series. Tough Trucks will be back in action on Wednesday night at Atlanta. Hotlanta. 100 lap race in the Tough Truck Series. This is always a fun one too, man. Trucks are just maneuverable. They're a little bit lower horsepower, down a little bit in speed, but that tightens it up. And Atlanta is a fast track and one that does cater a little bit to side-by-side racing through the corners. So keep your eye out there if you'd like to come out and race with this 100 lap race coming up on February the 18th, race 7 of the season. Take a look at the standings coming into tonight's race. Sean Jacobs, man, he's not too far ahead though. Well, we had 13 points ahead of Dana Grover. Ed Palumbo sits in the 3rd position. John Stanley 4th. Uvaldo Spinola starts in the 5th position. Is 5th. Tony Furtado is 6th. Preston Hassel 7th in points. Jesus Iglesias is 8th. 6-7, 6-7. Oh my gosh. Jack Furtado is 9th. Jomar Pachotto 10th in points. Take a look at that second page there, led by Chris Hughes. He's out here racing with us tonight, man. Let's be on a break there. Stanislav Pavlov is 12th. Gordon Carter 13th. Eugene Fedorov 14th. 15th is Dmitry Skakin. Vieira, Yurichin, Novar, and Bardelli Jr. are part-time this season since that 15th through 19th there. We'll step on the gas. We got about 3.5 minutes left to go before we kick it over to the qualification session. Taking the race keys here at Daytona. We were talking about how, the track and how fast the track was and so forth, but you see patience tonight, man. Really, really important here at Daytona. Patience. Going to be not going to win it on the first lap. You'll lose it on the first lap just as quickly as you could say losing it on the first lap. Pick a lane tonight too, man. I think most of the problems that happen at this track are guys going from one lane to the next and trying to dive under somebody else. And man, with the air, and the car moving around a little bit, probably going to be need to stick to a lane here for a little bit, especially early on in the race. Checkup ready. You get too close to a car behind you, be ready for a big checkup. That can cause some evasive moves. It could cause for getting into the back of somebody too, spinning them. So make good pit stops here. Pit stops super important at this track. You're going to have to pit with somebody. You really need a friend and maybe even a frenemy when it comes to pit lane. So those are my keys to the race here at Daytona.
A lot of soul.
Getting some chatters in here. Look at that, man. Givaldo giving us the lowdown. Good luck tonight to the participants. Let's go for another round. And he said he's talking up the broadcast. Thank you so much for wishing me luck. And best of luck to you tonight, Givaldo, as well. Who's going to take the trophy? That's a great question. I think a lot of guys are in the mix. Maybe you, Givaldo. It might be you tonight. Could be Gilmar as well. He's in here. Michelle Bruno needs to get a steering wheel and get in front of a computer, get the game, and get out here and race with us. There you go. Thanks for joining us in the chat session. Got just about 50 seconds left. Whoa, we're getting ready to go to quals. Man, the pre-race show is not over. My gosh, come on. Already. Hey, next week, we'll be at Atlanta in the Buschwackers Series. Wow, that's going to be a great one. Always fun in the Xfinity cars. So 90 laps next week in Atlanta, and it'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. It's a long weekend in Canada. It's a long weekend here, too, for me anyway. I got Monday off, so I don't care about the rest of America. But, yeah, hey, congrats, man. It's Friday, it's payday, and in Canada, it's a long weekend. Nice. All right. Practice session is over. So getting ready to head to quals. Qualification position could be important here too, man. It does translate into a better pit stall, and that's a big deal. And of course, starting up front is never really a bad idea here at Daytona. All right, quals underway. Oh, sorry, I sneezed. I couldn't hit the mute button. My God. So, I'm good. All right, man, headed to quals. Sorry about that to all the fans out there. 75-lap race tonight, race 6. And we are in quals now. Fireball Flash. Will he take the pole position? Wait a minute, he's starting on the pole. He doesn't even have to qualify because he won duel number 1 last week. And Tony Furtado won duel number 2. So he will be starting in the 2nd position tonight. So those guys are kissing the girls and getting their last little beverage here before climbing out on the track and leaving the qualifications to Sean Jacobs and the crew. Here we go. Sean Jacobs, the first one out. Will he be the first one in row number 2 tonight? Oh, wait, we don't see Preston. Could be Preston. Oh, I got the change thing on. There we go. I love you, Preston. I just started focusing on him first, so let's get his lap. Sean Jacobs with the out lap here in this 24. Turn down the juice here just a little bit. There we go. So Tony Furtado and Dana Grover will start P1 tonight. P1, P2 tonight. Grover will be P1 and Furtado will start outside row 1. Sean Jacobs here down the backstretch. The key here really is to, kind of keep that car, following your line. Don't get too crazy here. Don't do something a little crazy, then you'll be up front. And setting the pace here is the 24. .49.568 right now, the time to shoot for. Maybe John Stanley's got it. Let's see, the 12 car. John Stanley, 49.146 P2, about a 10th off. Preston Hassel says, excuse me, 49.042, the 27 Castrol sponsor machine. Right now, looking at starting position of P3 if he can hold on to this qual run. A couple more guys here, I think, maybe joining us shortly, and maybe after quals. Let's see where Jacobs back up to the top of the grid with an 8.81 and 48.988 P2 right now for Preston Hassel. How about a 68 of Givaldo Spindola? See where he lands. Givaldo in his out lap now on his first time lap. Coming off turn 4, down the front stretch. The 68 car hugging that yellow line, and he is going to put up a 49.211 P5 there for him. Chris Hughes joining us here in the 7. Let's see where Chris Hughes lands. Jacobs to the top with an 8.81. Chris Hughes a little behind there in sectors 1 and 2. 49.162 P7 there for the 7 car. Maybe he's got another one in the toolkit here. Let's see, the second lap usually is a little faster. Coming off turn 2 down the backstretch. About 7/100ths off in sector number 1. See if he can pick it up here in sector number 2. About 3/100ths off there, so about a 10th off so far. Is Chris Hughes in the 8th. This is the 8th position in the 7 car. Let's see, here we go. Lap 2, 49.058 to improve that time, but still P7 there for the 7 car. Double 7s here for Chris Hughes. Looks like those guys are finished qualifying, so thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Always appreciate your support. And this is going to be a good one here tonight. Let's get this party started.
the checkered flag to the pounding sound in the bushwhackers. Legends are found. Heath Johnson's voice moving through the chaos. Every lap of battle, never gonna pause. Steel and fire, the rivals collide. This is the racing where legends ride. Rev it up, feel the tower. Let the engine scream. High octane racing, living every dream. TurnLeft TV's watching under neon light. We're taking it to the edge in the dead of night. No limits, no fear, just throttle and drive. Chasing glory, feeling alive. Stars of the league, leaving trails of smoke. In the high octane, the fire's woke. So raise your fist, scream out loud. In this race, we're part of the crowd. TurnLeft TV, where heroes are made. And bushwhackers, legends won't fade.
All right, we are back. If you are just joining us, this is High Octane Racing League. This is the Buschwackers Series. Friday night, of course, race 6 of the season. It's a 75-lapper. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, broadcaster here at TurnLeftTV, owner of High Octane Racing League. And qualifications have finished. Let's take a look at the results. We're going to have to change that front row there, but Sean Jacobs, P1, Gordon Carter, P2, see Givaldo Spinola, P3, Preston Hassel, 4th. Everything's going to be moved down. Dana's going to be moved up to the front. And then Tony Furtado will be 2nd. Chris Hughes, 7th in quals. These guys must have qualified, huh? John Stanley, 8th. Jomar Peixoto, 9th. And we got about 3 more drivers here who have joined us who did not qualify. I think it will adjust the deal on when we switch it over to a race. So, got me a little worried right now. Don't forget, if you're watching the race and you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. That helps us out, gets these videos out here for more people to see, to like racing, and maybe looking for a broadcast or who knows. But please support the channel. We appreciate that. I think we're about ready to rock, man. I tell you, we got 7.5 minutes left to go. More chatters in here, man. I'm excited. A lot of people like to watch Daytona. A lot of people like to race at Daytona. A lot of people, or well, at least one guy, likes to broadcast a sim race from Daytona. That's me. Don't forget to support the channel by at least hitting that thumbs up button. Don't forget to support Claudio Bardelli Jr.'s channel as well. He's been busy doing some work there, spending time with the family. But don't forget to join him over at Sobertom Podcast. All things music there with Bardelli Jr., a great Brazilian driver, and likes to play the samba music. So he's a musician himself, and he likes to talk to other musicians about, you got it, music. Check him out, man. A great dude. Guys are getting some drafting practice in. Gilmar out here at the 71 PixBet sponsored machine. And a little drafting practice there from the 24 and the 56. 24, man, I'll tell you, even though he's not starting on the front row, you never count this guy out of Super Speedway. Never. Gordon Carter holding his own there too at the Super Speedways. 68, Givaldo, he's good at Daytona too. Could be his first win tonight. Will the 68 be able to get it? I don't know, man. I'll throw my money on him. Extra Life William, thank you so much for your help. There, I appreciate that. Setting the front row for us. Some little remote admin duties right there. He's got the tech. He's got the expertise. I'm sure we'll be calling on his help down the road for something. He usually bails us out. We wouldn't be where we are right now without the help that Will has given us. I kid you not. It was it's amazing. Sim racing, you know, there's a lot of guys out here who have been racing with each other since you know, the early 2000s, and Will was racing in that high octane racing back then as well as a young whippersnapper. And now he's all grown up and doing our tech and getting everything going as far as that goes. We'd be searching for a server and searching for a place to rent a server and all that. That'd be crazy. So it's been awesome, and he's helped teach me and some of our sim racing buddies here that are admin to do some stuff too. So team effort here at High Octane Racing League. Oh, Dennis Uderchin is here. Is that Dennis? Dennis Uderchin is here, and problem is electric. He lives in Kharkiv, and their city keeps getting bombed, and it knocks out all the power, and he can't race with us. And that really, for that, in addition to obviously the loss of life, is should be enough to make people go home and live their own happy lives and drop down the rifles. That's all I got to say about that. Got kids growing up that want a happy childhood and you know, be able to eventually have their own place, go through school and have their own places and jobs, and you know, live a nice, peaceful, happy life. And the only concern that you have really is health of your family and when you need to cut your grass. Good to see you, Dennis. God bless you, man. Got a little sappy there, didn't we? We need to, man. Dennis is one of my bestest buddies here at Sim Racing, no doubt, man. And I think about him every day. I get up, you know, and say, hey, what, you know, here's how crappy my day is, man. I hope his days is at least just as crappy as what I have, which is really nothing compared to what he's going through. Could not imagine, man. He said the other day that he couldn't race because the heat was not on, and it was only 4 degrees Celsius in his apartment. I mean, come on, bro. Might need to live like that. We got 2 minutes left to go, just a little under. We got some folks there helping take care of old Dennis. I'll tell you that. Gladly. He's our brother. Look at this. 56. Gordon Carter getting some pitting practice in, followed by Preston Hassel, and you can see what it's like there. fast as it is to get onto pit lane, and you're going to see 3, 4, maybe 5 cars coming onto pit lane all at once. So that is something to think about, huh? That is a big factor, or can be, here at this track. Is, you know, do you get into something where you spin your car out, you get a little bit too wide, you get in the grass between the pit entrance and the track? Seen that happen as well. Spin around, get into the wall, maybe not even hit anything at all, but you lose contact with those guys and you lose the draft, and it can be a disaster. So pitting is really important here. Well, my pick, I've waited. Nobody's asked me about it. Good to see Chris in here in the chat session. My pick to win this race tonight? The 24 Sean Jacobs Kubota sponsor machine. That's my pick. Where's he at? There he is. He's ready, man. Thanks a lot. He gives me the thumbs up. Or no, he didn't. Well, what the heck. I think it might have been the middle finger. Daggone it, Sean. That's my pick. He's my pick to win this race tonight. So we're getting ready to go, baby. I am ready.
Attention grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
All right. Let's get her going. Let's take a look at the starting order here tonight. And I think we've got Dana Grover and Tony Furtado. And now it's not going to show this because the... Hold on, here we go. Get the wrong button, man. Amateur, fire me. There you go. Chris Hughes, it says on the pole. That ain't right either. It's actually... Let's do the starting order here. There we go. We got it. We got it, I think. I think we got it. Had to do a little update there since it was manually calculated. Give me a break here. Dana Grover, Tony Furtado starts in the front row. Sean Jacobs and Gordon Carter will start in row number 2. Man, one mistake after the other. What an amateur I am. Givaldo Spindola starts in the 5th position. Preston Hassel will start 6th. Chris Hughes in the 7th starts in the 7th position. In 8th will be the 12 of John Stanley. Starting in the 9th position, Jomar Peixoto in the 71. You see Arthur Vieira in the 4 starts 10th. Ed Palomo in the 54 starts in the 11th position. And Jesus Iglesias Barbecue starts in P12. So Dana Grover, big win last week in race number 1 in the Daytona Duels. And Tony Furtado got win number 2 in race 2. Or should say the win in race 2. Don't forget my race keys. Be patient here tonight. They can reach out and grab you. Pick a lane. Check up ready. Make good pit stops. And don't forget, you got to make some frenemies here to win. And I think we can do it. I think we can make some friends out there. We can also make some enemies. We can make some frenemies. The lights are out on the pace car. So an 89 and the 9 side by side, the Daytona Duels winners. Starting up front. Thanks to Will for doing that, by the way. Running the script and getting those guys up there. All right, buckle your seats, belts. Tighten those belts. You're down your radio. Put your beer down. And let's put the hammer down. Here we go. Pace car coming off the track. 75 laps here at Daytona. Dana Grover on the pole. The 9, Tony Furtado, outside row 1. Here we go, green, green, green. Side by side there, you see an inch and ahead, just a little bit is that high line. A little help from Gordon Carter there, and you see 27. Ooh, they start to get a little close. Now the bottom line moving. Sean Jacobs pushing that 89 car. Down the backstretch. Now that top line started to move a little bit. The top line now inch and ahead is Tony Furtado and the 56 working together. On board here with Dana Grover. He's got a lot of cars around him. Look at that. A little help there. Oh, man, that's a little too close from the comfort of the camera. The 89 and the 9, the 56 all over the back of the 9, the 24 hitting that 89 a little bit, 68 up there as well, the 27. That top line is really starting to get it together. See the 12 up there as well. The top line's starting to move. A little bit more organized up there. 89 now dropping back. He is side by side with John Stanley. So these guys are going by on the high side. Take a look at the 89. He sees that. Now they're starting to dive down to that inside line a little bit. So you see that top two is broken away from the 27, and that's given the 89 a little bit of room to move. So now Preston Hassel is not too happy in the driver's seat of that car. That Castrol Edge sponsor machine, he is now falling back. You see those guys are starting to work on that inside line. And all over the back of that 24 is that 27 car, and those guys are going to drop to the back. That's probably their best bet. And up to the front is Tony Furtado. Gordon Carter in the 56 is in the second position. The 89 Trax VR sponsor machine. How about that, the Trax VR folks out here tonight? Trax VR sponsor machine is in the third position. P4 is Givaldo Spindler in the 68 car. Chris Hughes in P5. Givaldo, they're trying to maintain that gap there. Hey, on the back of that Fireball Flash machine, see that Trax VR symbol under those guys. That's where he's at right now, racing. And there's a crowd around him, and the support from the folks there at Trax VR is phenomenal. So he is feeling pretty frisky tonight. Might be some drinks at Trax VR later. So he's got a fast car. He's in P3. Waldo fourth. You see Chris Hughes, fellow teacher in the 7 car on shape sponsor machine, is in the 5th position. Furtado getting some laps up front. He was the second race in the Daytona Duels. He was the winner of that race. And started outside row 1. Dana Grover was our first race winner, duel number 1 winner last week, and he started on the pole, right now running in third. Gordon Carter, man, he had a little bit of a health scare, and he is back at it. Seems like he's getting better and better each and every day, so good to see the old 56 car out here. High place moving sponsor machine. Jesus Barbecue Iglesias in the 22, and he and Arthur Vieta kind of hanging back there right now. Oh, I would expect to see these guys up front when we start winding down the laps. So he and Vieta may be working together tonight. On board here with the Orange Cross sponsor machine. We're looking out of the back of that machine, you see Arthur Vieta's got a run. What's he going to do with it? See that TurnLeftTV logo on the front of that car. How about that? on John Stanley in the 12. Getting better. Gilmar Peixoto in the 71 car running behind Chris Hughes. Peixoto in the 6th position. Sean Jacobs up on that outside line now trying to get those old guard HORL drivers to move. The 12 with John Stanley in that mix as well, that high line, so they're starting to move as a trilogy there. A little bit more of a fragmented front or bottom line, and these guys on that high line are now starting to make some moves. If they can get organized on the bottom line, they can nullify that move by the 24, the 27, the 12. And it looks like they are starting to get things figured out here as the 9 continuing to lead. Gordon Carter right there on his tail. Take a look at Ed Palumbo here in this Mela Yellow sponsor machine. He's running in the 10th position, running behind Gilmar. Gilmar looks like he might have a little bit of an aero problem going on with that 71. A little bit of oscillation there. Kind of uncomfortable, especially through the corner. Ed Palumbo is boosting the throttle. Get out of the throttle a little bit. '22 of Jesus Iglesias on the high line. Now, we saw a little atmosphere between these two guys in the Daytona Duels. And so there's a little flame burning right now between the 22 and the 54. Hopefully they'll get that settled in a gentlemanly-like manner. With the 22 hanging out on this high line. On board here with Jesus. He's running behind John Stanley. See that group there? Definitely improve those tags. Studio 397 can do anything. It's kind of improve those tags. The further away, make it a little more transparent, translucent, I should say, or whatever it is, where the cars bleed through. See that? Too dark. There's my my mission for somebody at Studio 397 or Motorsport Games. Sorry to fix that. Tony Furtado is fixing it right now in the 9 Chevrolet. Couple Chevys up front. You got a Toyota in 3rd and another Chevy 4th and a Chevy in 5th. Oh no! Chris Hughes out to the outside line. He might have got into the wall. And they're bunching up to the side. Chris Hughes got up in the outside line and made contact. Oh, there's more contact. What are we doing here? Chris Hughes got slammed into the wall, and he's lost his hood. Holy Toledo, what happened there? What happened on that deal? There was a lot of, I think, maybe some impatience there to get by. Chris Hughes, man, let's see what happened to him. My heavens, man. Chris Hughes here, let's take a look. He's on this inside line. These guys are on the outside line. Chris Hughes on that bottom line. This may be a little bit too early. Take a look at here. You can see Chris Hughes goes up to the high line right there. We'll back it up. Right here, he's behind the 68. Maybe there was a check up there and he didn't realize it. He got up into the outside line and it was a hard lick. Oh man! And I just tell you what, those guys on that top line did a great job of slipping that deal. So Chris Hughes having some trouble and more contact with the line. It looked like that 54 might have gotten into him. Let's take a look. We'll take a look at that deal there. There's almost some contact between the 24 and the 71, but watch this. These guys are going 3 wide, and the 54 trying to come over a little bit as the 27 is coming down, and a little clippage. And contact with the 7, and the 7 hard into the outside wall, and he lost the hood. Holy smokes. And John Stanley had a view of that. Look at this on the board here with John Stanley. And this got busy in a hurry for him. On board, this is a moment ago, and boom, right there, contact. Oh, into the outside wall, and he downshifted even. That hurt him. That definitely hurt him. And now Chris Hughes is on pit lane. So, wow, that was hard contact for Chris Hughes, and he's going to have some pretty significant damage he's going to have to get fixed. So an extended time on pit lane for Chris Hughes after that contact with the wall. And there's some other guys out there undoubtedly have some damage as we see Tony Furtado continuing to lead. Chris Hughes extended pit stop here with some damage. A lot of right side damage for him. And we're starting to hear that there's some guys coming down pit lane. So more guys coming down pit lane. Let's see what the leader, Tony Furtado, he has been out front, so maybe burning a little bit more gas. The 56 also indicating he's coming down pit lane. What about the 89? Let's take a look at this action here as Tony Furtado heading that up. Let's see, this guy's going to peel off the track. Come down pit lane, and they are. So look at this quad coming down here. Oh, fast for that 9 car. Man, we saw some white smoke there burning up the tires, but he's going to change them. And he might not have wanted to change them. I don't know, but I think he's going to have to now. That was a pretty significant little lockup. So Tony Furtado on pit lane. As he gets out, actually he's still on pit lane. He and Dana Grover, you see they're coming out together. And the penalty for Tony Furtado, he got caught speeding. Tony Furtado, oh no. Tony Furtado gets caught speeding. Oh, and he's going to have to do a drive-through, I believe. Oh my heavens, man, that is not good. And you know what that means. There's somebody. Oh, Tony Furtado in the 9 car is going to have to come back down pit lane, speeding on pit lane, and he came in hot. We saw it, and he is not happy. His pit crew's not happy too. Woo, boy. So the 9 caught speeding. That is not good news for him. He is our outside row 1. He's an outside pole winner. P2 tonight, and now he's going to need a little bit of help. You see Jesus Iglesias and the 4 of Artur Vieta. Vieta hard on the brakes too. You saw that car scooching around a little bit. And Artur Vieta, he's trying to get every inch he can, or every centimeter, sorry about that he can. He's into his pit box. And to see this 71 also coming in. So a lot of time there for the 4 car. And I think we are now on board watching the 89 of Dana Grover, who is about ready to take the lead. Jesus Iglesias is Vieta and Peixoto are on pit lane. They are exiting pit lane now. So Vieta coming back out. He's in the 4th position. And you see the 24 and the 54 working together there. I believe they came out together. Take a look at them. Sean Jacobs in the 24, running in the 5th position. Ed Palumbo looking like he's in 4th. Those guys going around. As Dana Grover is now our race leader in the 89 car, as we were watching that right side screen. So Dana Grover met their cheer at the Attracts VR facility. A lot of laps to go, man. We're running a 75 lapper here tonight. We're on lap 18, but we got a Canadian tandem out here showing these Yankees how it's done. Palumbo in 3rd, Jacobs 4th, Iglesias is 5th. One of our great Spaniards living in the great country of Brazil. 22 Orange Crush sponsor machine. That's Jesus Barbecue Iglesias. See, that's 68, and the 27 working together. They've been able to catch the 22. Now the 4 is tagged onto the back of these guys. These guys get organized a little bit. They might be able to make a run. So it's going to have to take a lot of patience out of the 4 of these guys. And I think you're going to need to get Jesus in this mix. He is dropping back, so he might not have caught those guys. 0.7 of a second. He's still got a little hope here. He's just got to keep her steady. 0.7 right now, but now 0.6, so it does look like he might be catching him a little bit. That's good news for him. Let's see if he can maintain that. Dana Grover, the leader. Gordon Carter is in second. Ed Palumbo running into third position. He has got Sean Jacobs in the 24 as a partner here. Couple Chevys there working together. Now closing up on this 7 car will help them. Chris Hughes is 1 lap down, actually 3 laps down in the 7. As these guys can use him for a draft, they can slingshot around this 7 car and maybe catch up a little faster. It looks like that's what they've done, so they are slingshotting around the 7. Jacobs there trying to get it some camera time. Yeah, Palumbo in the 54, running in the 3rd position. We need to get a way to smooth that camera out. That's got possibilities, I think. I've got that working. I just need to smooth out the I move the mouse to swing the camera around. I got to find out a smoother deal. Maybe hook it up to another joystick or something. 89, Dana Grover, the race leader. Gordon Carter is in second. High Place Moving sponsors Chevy. A little Toyota and Chevy teaming up here. Take a look at Givaldo. He's running in the 5th position, leading this next train. You got 4 cars there running together, 27, the 4, and the 22, in addition to that 68 car. These guys are wanting to close in. Right now, Givaldo's got about 1.6 seconds between he and 1.7 seconds. 6.7. There you go, 1.6 seconds between he and P4. Archie Vieta, tell you what, man, he has definitely got to be in the conversation to win the race in the 4 car. He is great at these super speedways. He's got some help with the 22. Couple NASCAR BR fellas. Some of our great Brazilian friends. Also, don't forget about the 68 car there as well, and that is Givaldo. So 3 drivers there. Well, Jesus living in Brazil. The other 2 are Brazilians. And Preston Hassel living in North Carolina, I believe, and living in New Hampshire. Dana Grover living up there in Canada. I'm pretty far north. Well, not really. It's perspective, right? If you're in Florida, I'm kind of far north. But if you're in Canada, hey, I got a long-ass way to go. 89 lives over on the western side of Canada. Calgary. And racing from the Trax VR facility. This guy's providing a place to race for sim racers, not just for rFactor 2, but all sorts of sims there. And full support there at Trax VR, man. Those guys make you feel like a racing god when you are there. So check them out in that Calgary area. Even if you want to just give sim racing a try, go in there and give it a shot, and then maybe do a league. They will give you the support you need, man. You will be addicted, I swear to you. If you come out and try sim racing, you will be addicted if it's done right. And I think we do it quite right here. Looks like Gilmar Peixoto might have had some connection issues, which is not uncommon for him, so he has dropped out of the race. He'll be able to rejoin, I think, but man, that is too bad there for Gilmar. These guys have been nose to tail, but I think they got company on the way. About 2.2 seconds back. Tony Furtado, remember, he got caught speeding, so he is one lap down. He's in the lucky dog position, and he's caught up to these guys. Now, that'll help the front, too. These P1, P2 there, and then Tony Furtado in the 9th position. So that'll help them. He can actually allow these guys to open up the gap there on who is P3, and that is Ed Palumbo. So there's a big organized line here behind. They're about 2.6. Well, he is 2.6 from the Gordon Carter machine. So he's leading the train, but now down to 2.2. So those guys are closing in, as you see. Now the 9, he is one lap down. Now what he wants to do is, he's in the lucky dog position. He wants to make sure he maintains that in case when these guys do catch this front 2, things start jostling around for position, and he may be in a position to get back on the lead lap. Certainly get the lucky dog. That is in play, I believe. So those guys are on the move behind him, and they're starting to close in. They are only 1.8 seconds down to the 56 car. That's what they want to achieve. So Ed Palumbo is racing in 3rd and wants to catch up to those guys. He sees them ahead. He can kind of smell blood in the water with all these guys running behind him, but things have got to really stay pretty consistent here for the interim for these guys to be able to roll up on this trilogy. We're down to 1.7 seconds here, so those guys are organized in that front 3. They can kind of maintain that gap for a little bit. It's down to 1.4 though, so as soon as I say that, they're going to prove me wrong. The 89. Now you're starting to roll up on maybe some pit stops here. So I'm getting on the radio that maybe one more lap here for the 89, and I think this is the deal. These front 3 have got this figured out. I think that some of these other guys are going to be coming down pit lane right now, and you can see a caution flag. You don't want to be on pit lane and the caution come out. The 89, the 56, and I believe the 9, I'm not sure exactly what his situation is, but he could capitalize on this. It could be a caution flag as these guys are getting ready to peel off the tracks. They're coming down the backstretch. So pit stops underway. Here we go. The 89. Now the 9 car is not pitting, I don't believe. No, he is not. Look at this. The 89, the 56. The 7 is hot. 7 hot coming in. Oh, boy. Givaldo also in. Now these guys side by side. Remember Grover on board here with him. He has got pit stall number 1 into his pit stall as we are going to check out that side by side. As Dana Grover making a pit stop here on lap 30. Gordon Carter also on pit lane. It gives the race lead to Ed Palumbo, and those guys are all coming down pit lane. Oh, man, there's some guys that are hot there, too. Oh, and some contact, maybe, with the 27 and the 24. Whoa, did you see that? Wow. Let's take a look and see what happened. Now, this is a little bit later, but I don't know, man. Watch this. He's going to catch. This is a little bit. Take a look here when these guys come down pit lane. Watch this. We're going to watch this 27 car. Watch him. 27. Oh, he had to get onto the brakes to keep from getting into the back of that 54. He's scooching sideways there and then spins it. Or almost spins out, but the 24, Johnny on the spot there and keeps from making contact. Wow. Tell you what, he had a view of that. Look at this, on board here with Sean Jacobs. And the 27, he's going to see a whole lot of this 27 in a hurry. Look at this, watch out, oh! And able to avoid that. Wow, Tony Furtado had a view of that as well. Remember, he was a lap down. Watch, he's coming down pit lane hard on the brakes. Back two, and then watch this. Coming across right in front of the 24. And those guys, I don't know if they made contact or not, but that's some drama on pit lane, huh? Jesus Iglesias in the 22 shown as the race leader. Now he and the 4 are coming down pit lane. So a little different pit strategy out of these guys. 22 in the 4, the 12 as well. John Stanley coming down pit lane. So the 12, Tim Horton sponsor machine taking some service. These guys have technically captured the lead. But Sean Jacobs back out. And you see the, I think Furtado might have made contact with the wall there. As Vieira, Iglesias, and Stanley are on pit lane. John Stanley finishing up his pit stop, now coming back out on track. He is in the 8th position, going to need a little help here. He's going to need a drafting partner. Sean Jacobs running in P3. Art Vieira is shown as the race leader, but these guys are going to go around him in a hurry. He's going to need some help, and he did not have very much help there. Those guys on the pit lane did not get that car going, and now not able to tag onto the back end of those boys who just went by. So he is now back to the 3rd position, but 2.8 seconds back. The 9, who's a lap down, working with those guys. 24 and the 54 working together. 3.6 seconds up on Art Vieira, who's in 3rd. Jesus Iglesias 4th. Gordon Carter is in the 5th position. Good top 5 run here for the 54. He's got a little help there with the 7 of Chris Hughes, who is 3 laps down, running in the 11th position. So that'll help, though. Those guys can draft. Not really worried about making the pass, so Gordon Carter doesn't have too much to worry about with respect to that. All he's got to worry about now is some of those guys behind him. See those guys all vying for 3rd place. Vieira is in 3rd. Where's he at? Right there. He is in 3rd as Iglesias in the 4th position. Gordon Carter is in 5th. Take a look at the 4 of Art Vieira. Sean Jacobs shown as the new race leader in the 24. Ed Palumbo is 2nd, or is the race leader. Ed Palumbo in the 2nd position. Tony Furtado is in the 8th spot, 1 lap down, in the lucky dog spot. He's going to help these guys. He's just going to hope there's something happens behind him. He had some trouble on pit lane. Got caught speeding, and now is paying the penalty over and over and over again every lap. Take a look at Preston Hassel in the 27. He's running behind the 89 Trax VR sponsored Toyota. This Castrol Edge sponsored Ford. Just kind of biding his time right now. Work these guys, these 4 of us, let's catch up to those other 2 and see if we can't make something happen. Vieira and Iglesias, now they want to try to tag on to these 4 because those 4 cars are going to catch them in a hurry, and they want to tag on. Will is saying Chevys galore. And we're going to have some more Chevys up there in a hurry. It looked like those first 4 in that big train now. Now it's a single train as the 56 has swallowed them up. So Vieira is in 3rd, and these guys will do well to, they're getting racy. I just thought they were going to just tuck in, but these guys are getting racy. 56 sees an opportunity. He's got the 7 behind him. And the 56 trying to go around on the high side and get around that 4. Dana Grover also working that high side as well as the 27. So now the 4 and the 22 might have to just tuck in on the back of this train. And the 4 on board here with him, but I think that's what he's going to do. So those guys go by. That was a clean run right there, but a good way to keep all those cars out of trouble. And now if they can just stay nose to tail, they'll be able to make some inroads on P1, P2. They got about 6.3 seconds, I believe. And they're going to need some work. So 6.3 second gap between Gordon Carter and Sean Jacobs. As Ed Palumbo and Sean Jacobs here on lap 38, P1, P2. Monopoly against the rules. We need diversity. Yeah, come on out, man. More people are racing. You can come out, man. You race a Ford. You can help us with the diversity. Come on. Dust off the steering wheel, man. Buy your wife some flowers during the day, or go pick her some flowers, or whatever you got to do. Hook your wheel up and get on back out here and race. Not about winning, it's about being out here with friends. 24. One of our old guard HORL guys, one of our bestest buddies. One of my bestest buddies in life is the 24. Known him for a long time, racing here at High Octane Racing League, and he is leading the field. See the 12 there messing around with the 68. How about this 12? Watching him. He is one lap down. He's got to get around Furtado, and Furtado's, pretty far up there in the lucky dog position. So there's a fair distance between Furtado and Stanley, and we'll give you an idea. Tony Furtado up there with that the race leaders. We kind of get an idea where he's at. There goes the next crew. And there is John Stanley as he goes by. So kind of give you an idea what that gap's like. John Stanley's going to need a little help. Maybe some of these guys to have trouble on pit lane, or there'll be a caution flag. Otherwise, he might be in a little bit of trouble here in the Tim Hortons sponsor machine. That's a shame, because anytime Sean wins, he buys me a Tim Hortons coffee. Come on, guys, pull over. Let him get by. As the Kubota-sponsored Chevy leading the field, the 54 Mellow Yellow-sponsored Chevy of Ed Palumbo is in second. See Tony Furtado in the 9. He is one lap down in the lucky dog position in that third car in this little pack. Starting to get a little racy here. As Vieta and Iglesias starting to work this outside line. They said we came here to race, not to run around nose to tail. And now the Fireball Flash Toyota has got some company. Got some company, a whole lot of Archer Vieta. Wowza. And the 4 car has caught up in the 89. He said, let's get this thing rolling, man. If they close in up on the 56, Gordon Carter, and the 7 of Chris Hughes, they might be able to make some moves here. Get this this group going, and they might be able to make some in-runs. 15 seconds down to the leader is Gordon Carter. So you might see some green flag pit stops before that gets made up here on lap 43. We might hear some rumbling about pits here pretty soon. So they're starting to get a little bit more disorganized as the 4 and the 22. They are going to go to the high line, see if they can't make some moves. But you got a pretty decent, other than the 70's got some damage. If we see full song there, I might definitely give the edge to that bottom three, but this tandem up on the high line are starting to make some inroads. The 4 and the 12 are starting to work it here as the 89 has gotten the signal, and he's up to the high line. So he's going to try to make it work up here as well, as the 27 is starting to look on the high line. So these guys are starting to think, let's get around. Let's go. Now they dive down to the inside. That's going to leave this 89 kind of out there to dry as the 56. So those guys went across and left this 89 car out to dry. And you see the 7 is coming down pit lane. Also the 56. So those guys peeled off to come down pit lane. That's the deal there. Chris Hughes on pit lane, and also the 56 on pit lane. Gordon Carter is on pit lane. Preston Hassel on pit lane. So pit stops underway as Sean Jacobs continuing to lead. So Gordon Carter taking some service on pit lane, and I think that that's a sign of things to come here. And that is right there. You see those guys coming down pit lane, the front crew. The 54, the 24, and the 9 all on pit lane as Gordon Carter exiting. The race lead now held by Artur Vieta in the 4 car. The 22 of Jesus Iglesias running in second. So Sean Jacobs is on pit lane here in P4. And he is, oh man, that was fast off pit lane. Wowza. Ed Palumbo might have got out there ahead of those guys. That was fast. Wowza. Let's take a look at this. 54, Ed Palumbo coming off pit lane, and he sees those guys coming out. They're 3 wide coming across the stripe. And Palumbo, if he didn't speed, that's a move. And he gets around those guys. He wasn't wasting any time. I'll go on board here then. Watch this. This is on pit lane. You see the 24 and the 9 both coming out. And then he gets by. He says, thank you very much. Let's go. As those guys now nose to tail. And Palumbo in third. Excuse me. Artur Vieta is the leader, and now is coming down pit lane as we got 2 feet of him. There we go. Whoa! He got sideways. We doubled up the view on that one. Sorry about that. A lot going on. Hitting a lot of buttons, man. You see the VOR of Artur Vieta. He had a ride coming in. Take a look at this. On the front of Iglesias' car. Watch as he gets sideways right there. And Iglesias, Johnny on the spot, and misses him. Holy Toledo. Well, Jesus Iglesias and Artur Vieta pitting together. But Artur making it interesting there with that little swag. And wow. On pit lane. I told you this was it's an easy pit stop to make, but I'll tell you, it is. You see, that hurt those guys right there. You see what happened? It's easy to make a mistake too. It's not. I mean, it's wide, but you're going fast enough, and you really every split second counts. You push the envelope, and something like that happens, right there. Take a look at that again. Watch the 4. He's going to get squirrely here. Right that. He's going to get sideways. And he's lucky he didn't come around. And what a move by the 22. Wow. And that hurt those guys. That hurt those guys because they were in the hunt there to catch up with that front crew. And now they are 6.5 seconds down. Iglesias and Vieta both have lost time. They had a chance there to really capitalize on that pit stop and did not capitalize. 49 laps in at Palumbo, our race leader. Sean Jacobs in the second position. Tony Furtado racing in the 8th position. He wants a caution flag, man, and they tried to give it to him on that pit stop right there, but he didn't look so lucky. On board here with him. Following P1, P2, Sean Jacobs at Palumbo. That's what I'm saying. Make that number one little translucent so it shows that it's further behind the one that's right in front of you. That would be great. Not a hard thing to do. Other sims have it done. Let's go, Studio 397, or excuse me, Motorsport Games. Let's do it. Get it done. Some techie guy can do that in 15 minutes. Let's go. Oh, I know a techie guy. I got Will on the job. He can do that. He can create a mod of this game where we can change those tags. There we go. At Palumbo, the leader. Sean Jacobs second. Jesus Iglesias third. Arcaviet in at fourth position. Gordon Carter is in P5. Those guys got around. Jesus Iglesias, who is the first car, who was the race leader in the 22, and now running in the third spot. Arcaviet just behind him. And those guys want to just say nose to tail, try to catch up. But they got a group of three there, and Tony Furtado is not going to go anywhere anytime soon as far as going around those guys and making it racy. He's content where he's at. He's able to open up a gap between he and John Stanley. John Stanley is about 6.5 seconds back. You see John Stanley running in the 9th position. He would be the second in line for the lucky dog, and he's working with Dana Grover. Dana Grover is in seventh, and he is at the tail end of the lead lap. So a couple Canadians there working together. 89 and the 12. 12 living over on the east coast of Canada, sporting the Tim Hortons machine, and I think he's indicating he might be coming down pit lane, but we'll see if he is. On board here with Dana Grover. Been quiet here for 68. He's running in the 10th position, plugging away, getting some points in. Hopefully, maybe a caution flag or something to get back on the lead lap. A little bit of racing to go here, but he is holding the top 10. I'm thinking we're going to see pit stops somewhere on the order of about 7 or 8 laps. Did you notice I didn't say 6, 7? Oh, crap. Dang it. Oh, man. Guess what year I was born? 67. That's right. I should start driving to 67. There you go. All my kids would root for me. No, probably not. They'd be hoping I'd crash. 54 at Palumbo. Melly Yellow Sponsor Machine is the leader. 24, Sean Jacobs in second. What Tony Furtado in the 9 needs is a caution flag. Banned phrase. Yeah. I wish it was a banned phrase at school. Actually, I don't mind it, man. It's just whatever. That's the least of my worries with, like 70 kids. So, yeah. Next week, we will be at Atlanta Motor Speedway. 90-lap race from that great track. And that's race number 7. You see Watkins Glen on 27th of February. That is going to be a good one, man. Good road course. Large cars going to come out for that. Phoenix, 120-lap race coming up on March. You see Vegas to finish out the season. So back half of the season underway tonight here at Daytona. As you see Givaldo pulling over and letting those guys go by. Now his best bet would be to tag onto the back of those guys. Givaldo needs that. He's 2 laps down, but he does. That will help those guys too. So I'd say that's going to be a good thing for them, so he can catch up to these guys. Make it a 4-car draft, and he knows how to do it here at Daytona. So he might be cutting into that gap. That Chevy symbol getting a little bit bigger. Keep our fingers crossed for the 68. Chris Hughes in the 7 car is 3 laps down. Had some trouble early on. Had some trouble coming down pit lane as well. And finds himself 3 laps down in the 11th position. But always good to see the 7 car out racing with us. Fellow teacher, man. So I got a root for him. Definitely root for him to get back on the lead lap. He's going to need a little help here tonight. So it looks like a green flag field. .54 laps, or 57 laps in. Take a look at Preston Hassel in the 27. He's kind of wedged in between the 56 and the 7. A lot of 6s and 7s there in those 3 cars. Never is. On board here with the 27. He's trying to swallow up that tandem there with Iglesias and Vieta. It'll just help those guys if they can get it in line. Dana Grover, as his fellow Canadian, running with him, and that's P7 for the 89 car. John Stanley running in the 9th position. Couple side-by-side views there as Art Vieta leading that train to try to close in here. And looks like, and if we're looking really at where those guys are at as far as distance, I don't think they're too awfully far away. Maybe about 3 or 2/3 of a corner here. We'll see. And we're starting to see some guys peel off to come down pit lane. So all point is moot on that one now. As it looks like Preston Hassel and Gordon Carter have come down pit lane. So a little bit different strategy going on with these guys. They're going to definitely need some help. But I think they know that this front crew has to pit again. And remember, this is the place where races can be won. And it's a place where the race can be lost. You got to be up on the wheel. Don't get hyper aggressive coming off the track to come down pit lane, because that can be a huge problem. Get that car swirly, and here we go. These guys coming off, and it does look like the 9 getting on the binders there pretty hard. But they get it filed in there in single file as a 24 tucks in, and 54 on pit lane. That's going to give the race lead to Jesus Iglesias. Here on lap 61, we'll take a look at Ed Palumbo. He's coming back out on track. So on board here with him as he's trying to tie in there to with Tony Furtado. So Jesus Iglesias the leader, but he is throwing up some white smoke there with Art Vieta. Both those guys coming on to pit lane, and a better pit entry there that time for those two. So Iglesias in the 22, peeling off the track to come down pit lane in his pit stop. So they give up the race lead to Art Vieta. And again, Palumbo and Sean Jacobs will probably be the race leaders once this cycles around. As we see 2 views of those guys. I'm operating both computers, man. Come on. Send me a donation. There you go. The 54 at Palumbo third as this guy's closing in on Vieira. And see Vieira and Iglesias now not able to close in on those guys. And that's exactly what these guys wanted to see, is being able to zip by quickly as they could. Take a look here as those guys swallow up that two. Jesus Iglesias and Archibald did not get that car going, and wow, man, a little help from the 24 there. They was able to get around. Those guys had the momentum, so they were able to make that pass. We go back to live here. The 54 at Palumbo here on lap 63 is the race leader. Tony Furtado is running out of time for a chance to get back on the lead lap. It does not look like there's going to be a caution flag. Well, I say that, but you know, you get down to the last 5, things start getting a little cray-cray. As John Stanley is on pit lane. He's finishing up his pit stop. They're way up into the outside wall. He made contact. Take a look at the 24. It went to the outside, and he might have made contact with the outside wall. That 24 car. It looked like there was some contact. See here as the 24 coming up the track, and he might have made, oh, he did. He made some contact with the outside wall. You see the sparks flying. So Sean Jacobs, not the event that he wanted to see happen here late in this race, and now he's going to have some right side damage. I don't know how bad it hurt that car, but wow. Sean Jacobs is now caught back up to the 54 and the 9, so those guys have got to get on the gas pedal, because it's down to 2 seconds with this crew here with the 22 and the 4. They want to close in. It's 2-second gap. 2-second gap here, so watch this battle. Vieira and Iglesias are trying to chip in, team up, and catch up to these guys. These guys have really need to be worried about Iglesias and Vieira. It's down to 1.7 seconds on board here with Jesus Iglesias, as this front crew, 66 laps in, are starting to think about that rear view mirror. 1.7 seconds. If these guys stay up, nose to tail here, they can, especially if they catch that next car in line and get a little help there with a 4-car group. So they are closing in a hurry. Jesus Iglesias 1.6 now. Closing in on these guys. On board here with him as Archivera follows behind. And they want to close in. Now it's 1.7, so it's now inched ahead for that front crew. 1.6. And now he's starting to catch some traffic. That could matter as well. Dana Grover and the 89 gets swallowed up. He is now 1 lap down in the lucky dog position. And now he can help these guys in some manner. And that little trouble right there will allow that back two to be able to close in again. Let's see if the 89 can pull the 12 and open up that gap on that Iglesias Vieira tandem. 1.4 second gap now between the leader and third place. Those guys are wanting to try to catch up. See the 89 in this mix. He's a lap down. The 12 is 2 laps down. Grover's in the lucky dog position. And he's going to need to stay hooked up with these guys. As the 9 running here in front. The 9 is 1 lap down, actually on the last car on the lead lap, and he is running up front. And I don't think Ed Palumbo's going to be too worried about that, but he could use him as a pick. He could dive around him, dive back in front, and that causes the 24 some havoc there toward the end. A little bump into the back of the 9 car to say, let's go. Now that gap has increased. Those guys have got it figured out with a 4-car deal, and that's going to hurt these two, 22 and the 4. They're going to need it to get a little racy. Now it's 1.9 second gap between the 4 and the race leader. .70 laps in. Ed Palumbo is the leader, running behind the 9, who is on the tail end of the lead lap. The 24 Kubota sponsor machine running in second. Dana Grover is in this mix, but he is actually 1 lap down in the 8th position in the lucky dog position. John Stanley is 2 laps down in the 9th spot. Some of these guys may be thin on fuel. Maybe thin on fuel. What are we going to do here? What are we going to do? Is Ed Palumbo in the Mellow Yellow sponsored 54 car? The 89 now starting to close in. See, the 89 wants to close up there, maybe get that lucky dog position. I mean, he's the lucky dog position, I believe, right now, but he is wanting to get around that 9 and just end that conversation. He's going to the outside, so the 89 said, I came here to race, so let's go. And the 12 is going to go up to the high side with him, so this could shake things up a little bit. 12 now, a little gap there for him. And the 12 now, the 24, a little gap there, as he's now getting some juice into that 24 car and inching back ahead. The 89 made it interesting there for a second. 72 laps in. Will we see a late race caution flag? We've seen it before. Things seem pretty settled, but I think if anything's going to happen, it's going to happen up here in this little group of 5 cars. Got some lead lap cars, got the tail end of the lead lap, we got a lap down, and we got 2 lap down car. 54 and the 24 are racing it out right now for the race win. This could get interesting. Now the 24 could maybe dive up to that high side and get a little help from that that 19, or the 89 and the 12. There you go. And they've decided against it just as soon as I was able to actually articulate what I wanted to say. And now they're these guys are starting to close in here a little bit too. So wow, oh, here we go. Jesus Iglesias and maybe closing into Sean Jacobs and those guys. It is 2.5 seconds, but these guys are going to get a little racy here at 24. I'm hearing that maybe the Tony Furtado is going to have to come down pit lane here. This is lap 74. This is crazy the way this has turned out. So who has fuel? Who doesn't have fuel? Who's going to run out of fuel? Ed Palumbo is the leader. Sean Jacobs, does he have enough fuel? Does the 9 have enough fuel? Will that affect it if he runs out of gas in front of these leaders? The 9 car says he's not going to make it. And the 54, boom, here we go. Last lap for the 54 car. Can he hold on? Sean Jacobs going to the outside. He's got a little help with those guys behind. Going to the outside. There's contact between the 54 and the 24. The 54 with a little help from the 89. And that 24, excuse me, the 24 with a little help. John Stanley, he's going to try to tuck in to give Ed Palumbo a boost, but is it too late? Vieta going to the outside. Iglesias on the outside. The 24 now the leader. The 22 tried to get by. The 54's got to run. Oh, he's into the 89 car. Into the 89, and Sean Jacobs in the 24 takes the victory. Wow, they're wrecking after the bell. Wrecking after the bell. My heavens, man. Gotta be kidding me. What a finish there. Holy smokes. That was crazy. Try to get the camera here suited up. Oh, what are you doing, man? You give me a screenshot there? Sean Jacobs gets out of the car, and I needed to take a screenshot, and I couldn't get the camera on it. Come on, Sean. Got to play the game here. Even the camera man's mad at you. Thought we might be able to get a replay of that. Can't. Oh, what a bummer. What a bummer. So Sean Jacobs gets the win. Take a look at the final results. So congratulations to Sean Jacobs on getting the win, and Ed Palumbo finishes in the second position. Jesus Iglesias finishes in third. Archie Vieta finishes in that fourth position. Look at all the Chevys there. Preston Hassel, the top four, finishes in P5. Gordon Carter finishes in the sixth position. Seventh is Dana Grover. Tony Furtado finishes in the eighth spot. John Stanley, ninth. Givaldo Spinola finishes in the 10th position. Finishing in P11 is Chris Hughes. At 12th is Gilmar Peixoto. So congratulations to Sean Jacobs. Man, I wish we could get back and see that replay, but not letting me do it. That's a bummer. Really would like to see that. Not letting me do it. What a bummer on that one, man. It's the thing that rFactor 2 needs to finish or fix as well. So Sean Jacobs inching it out at the line. That would have been a great replay to watch over again, but we couldn't get it because it was the finish of the race. For some reason, it will not let me go back to that. So a good one for Sean Jacobs, good win for him. He had the right mix, didn't he? He knew when to go, and that's what it takes sometimes at this track. Just know when to go, and he knew when to go tonight and gets the victory. So congratulations to Sean Jacobs and the Kubota sponsor machine getting the win here. That's a great one. And what a way to do it there in the last go-round. Right through the tri-oval. See if we can't improve that look there just a little bit. Get that centered up. I know. I'm not a grammar Nazi, but, you know, hey. Let's see if we can't get Sean Jacobs in the booth with us. Sean Jacobs, what a win, man. Oh my God, that was a feast or famine race, and you got it up front when it counted. And what a finish with the last lap pass, too. Congrats.
Yeah, it's real good working between me, Ed, and Tony the whole way there. Probably like the second half of the race. If it wasn't for those guys, I wouldn't have been even around. Like I said, we drafted really good together.
Well, I'll tell you, one of my keys to the race tonight was pit stops on point. You know, I say that a lot of tracks here, and this seems like it's an easy track to pit at, but you got to pit in packs, and we saw some trouble, some drama on pit lane. What was your drama on pit lane, or did you have some?
It seemed like the first gear, I don't know, it was like too low, and every time I, punch in the gas, it would just like, it was breathing for gas, and, wouldn't go. It's just, and then a lot of times when I go into my pit stall, it'd be like 14-second pit stops, and it just seems like that's where the time was, get deducted off of those bad pit stops.
Well, we saw a lot of guys getting sideways on pit lane, a couple speeding penalties too, and with the way that this race was panning out, a speeding penalty on pit lane under green is not great at all. And you had to deal with some of that lap traffic as a result. What was it like to get through the lap traffic and then, finally there at the end have a little bit of a help and get around the 54 for the victory?
Well, it seems whoever's in the lead, we try to say, hey, we're going to go high or we're going to go low, just try to, get them familiar. Hey, we're coming, right behind you. So don't, cut up either high or low or, have a big accident. So other than that, like I said, the drafting was really good. And we worked together anytime we were going into the pits. We respond to each other, communicate, say, hey, you're going high, you're going to go low, so we don't run into each other going into pit lane.
Well, next week we have Atlanta hitting us in the face. Another one of those tracks where you're going to need some help, but guys are going to be a lot tighter together at that track. A high bank, it's a little shorter, it's high speed, the outside line's in play. What is the strategy coming into that track?
How should I say, you can go ahead and hold the throttle the whole way down on that track, but you'll go ahead and waste your right side tires. So it's going to be like a, depending on the timing and all that, try to just get in the draft and hopefully, get in single file line and, follow each other around. Don't go for it till, at the end of the race. And then that's, again, you're going to have your friends, or frenemies, as you would say, to draft with at the end. And then who knows, I guess, whatever happens there at the end, either you're going low or high to pass for another position.
Well, definitely, you're up front here for win a championship. That's the goal, I think, always when we come into these series. You guys are racing a full season. They want to win a championship, and it looks like you put yourself in a position to do so. And you got some great tracks coming up. Consistency, I'm guessing, is going to be the key for you, and how you feel. Is there anything that stands out to you on the schedule coming up that could be maybe even a wild card race for you?
Right off the bat, I can tell you is this going to be my sore spot is Watkins Glen. I can't stand road courses, and I'm not very good at them at all.
I thought they called you Sean Watkins or something, or Sean Glenn.
Nope.
Well, hey, best of luck to you. What an exciting finish. And let's, buckle down this weekend and get that daggone simulator put together so you can get up and race from, from your sewing machine chair.
I'm trying. I'm getting there. We're getting close.
All right, man. We'll talk to you later. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's Sean Jacobs joining us up here in the booth, and what a win for him here at Daytona. And one of those guys you definitely have on your bingo card to win here at a super speedway. And he just found a way. You got a little lady luck on your side too, and also a lot of skill, a lot of luck. Get you in victory lane, and that's where the Kubota sponsor machine, he didn't even go to victory lane, he just went straight to the pit stall, I guess. So maybe all the pretty grid girls were there waiting for him. So congratulations, Sean. Don't forget, next week we will be at Atlanta, a fun track. Going to be a fun one. Of course, it'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. And don't forget, let's move the bar down. And we are at Atlanta next week. Saturday Night Thunder will be right back out here at Daytona tomorrow night. 80-lap race. That's right, 5 more laps in this series. Open setups, and it's Daytona in the next gen, the Saturday Night Thunder. I want to say thanks to all those folks chatting it up from the Tracks VR facility. Extra Life William keeping the chat lively. Chris Shivers, thank you so much for joining and watching the race, supporting the channel, and supporting Dana Grover, of course, and Tracks VR. Appreciate that. Appreciate all the folks who come out and watch it, whether you watch it on live or replay, or both. Always like to see the chatters in. Hey, the Tough Trucks will be back in action on Wednesday night from Atlanta. They're going to kick off the week of Atlanta racing on Wednesday night. Race 7 of the season. This is going to be a fun one in the trucks. So very tight racing, a little bit of aggression there, a little bumping, a little rubbing. 100-lap race from Atlanta coming up on Wednesday in the Tough Truck Series. Tonight's race has been brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. Are you interested in a solid rFactor 2 server? Well, there are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. That is EliteHostingUSA.com. Thank you for supporting the channel. Please hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't done so, and smash the bell. You'll get updates when races are going live here at TurnLeftTV. Thanks to all the support. Hey, I'm going to be announcing a new broadcast coming up. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Join the channel, subscribe, and help me out. Get these videos out there for people to see. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight on TurnLeftTV. That's going to do it for me tonight. We'll see you next time. I am out of here.